What's going on, everybody? Today I'm going to be talking about my tube amp again. I just got it back probably a week ago from a repair shop. We took her down to Pontiac in Michigan, and there's this guy named Dean Zink, and he used to work at Fender, and he is the best amp tech in the state of Michigan. And I had him take a look at my amp. He soldered a couple caps, did a bias on it, and it sounds a lot better. I still have a couple problems with it. Okay, first things first, what he did. He took the power cord originally with it. That was a 2-prong, which was really dangerous because tube amps deal with such high voltage, so he put a ground plug on it, make it a little safer. Another thing that was done to my amp was there were 2 wrong tubes in it. There were supposed to be 2 12AT7s, and in the positions that they required them, there was 12 AX7s, so the correct tubes are now in it. All the input jacks and the knobs he cleaned. They're a lot smoother, they're not scratchy. The tech also adjusted the bias on it because it was a little bit hot. The day that I got the amp back, I took my 4 speakers out of this. There's 2 blown ones in here. I got this cab with a blown one. I got this PV cab with a blown one. So I took the blown one out of the PV, I put it into this one, and I took 2 good speakers and I put them in this one. So I swapped from a closed back to an open back to a closed. I swapped to a closed back. This is a PV412. It's kind of cheap. It's kind of falling apart. Got some tears and scratches, dents in her. This normal wear and tear. In order to change it from closed back, went open back to close, I took all the speakers from the open back, put it back in here. I needed to keep the wiring and the little circuit board so I could switch between stereo and mono. So I took the back panel out of the other one, flipped it upside down because that's the only way it would fit, and then I used the back plate on the other cab, cut out a piece of sheet metal and screwed it in, and it doesn't rattle when I play, so that's good. The reason I went to a closed back was because I felt the open, it was a little bit it was really boomy on the low E. Like, it was making the cab resonate, and when you tried compensating by turning the bass down, all the balance of the low end throughout the strings just went crazy. There was no balance in the low end. The low E was boomy, the A was less so, and the rest of the strings were really thin sounding. So after putting in a closed back, it's less boomy and it sounds better. But I still got a few problems with this amp. It needs a cap job. A few caps are replaced, but it's still in need of the majority of the caps. It's gonna be about over $200 job to do that, so I need to build up some funds first. But it's operable right now. It's not at its full performance, but I can play it. The only thing I do not like about this amp right now is when I first got it, it used to stay clean, super clean. Really high volume, it would just stay clean. There was no breakup at all. None. But the problem I'm having with this now is when you turn it up to a decent volume, like jamming volume, it starts to distort on the pick attack. Only on the pick attack. In like a very nasty way, and I can't pinpoint what it is. I didn't get to play it at the amp tech shop. He did. He just cranked it to 10. He didn't even listen to it clean. So that's one thing I wish I would have done, is I would have got to play it when I was there. At about 3 in the volume is when that nasty pick attack starts to come up. anything over that, if you're playing clean, just forget it, because it just doesn't sound good with that distortion on the pick attack. It just muddies everything up. It sounds super scratchy, and it's not pleasant. It's not what I thought tube distortion would be.